Hello, beautiful Pisces. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to your January 2021 Zodiac Wheel reading. You're with Elise. I'll just focus here for you, Pisces. Invite Great Spirit, Angels and Divine to join me in this reading for Pisces for January 2021. Thank you for any messages that you share for Pisces' highest good and for the good of all concerned. Straight up, you've got Judgment. And this is in the area of your mode of expression. How others see you and how you view the world and other people. So this is about revelations and redemption, release, growth, transformation on your continuous cycle of change, awakening, forgiving yourself or anyone who has hurt you, letting go of all your negative emotions, surrounding yourself and preventing yourself from being held back in the past. So forgiveness has a great healing power for your highest good. That's the strongest message from Judgment. And there is an awakening involved with that. Because when you hold on to a grudge towards another person, you're feeding yourself poison because you cannot release what's happened to you. So you're poisoning your own life, and it's not affecting theirs, whether you like them, don't like them, hold a grudge or hold something against them. So what it actually does is makes you keep reliving that experience by being treated that way by other people, because you're not forgiving what happened to you. You're not not only do you need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive whoever has done you wrong. Now that doesn't mean you have to make friends with them or make up with them or anything like that. It's just forgive it. Forgive what happened. It is what it is. There's nothing that can be done to change it, and accepting that. And by holding on to the grudge, you're actually resisting the change. You want the change to happen, but you're holding on to the very thing that keeps making it happen in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's happening to you via the exact same people. It might be the same situation or the same event, different people, different surroundings, even in a different place. So for you to be able to grow and to change into the situation that you want to grow into, practice forgiveness. I know it's a big one, Pisces, but once you've actually forgiven and let it go and wished these people well that may have done you wrong in life sometime, not holding a grudge against them, you'll be amazed how fast you move into your new growth. Now, here with the star, it's again reiterating that there's a part of you that's stuck in the past because of this not forgiving. Okay? You can't receive the awakening if you're still stuck in the past. And the awakening is, it's not about sort of what the press is putting out there, you know, this woke movement. It's about realizing that we are galactic beings. It's way bigger than what's going on here on the earth plane. It's realizing that we are beings. So this is wanting you to not cling to the past or ghosts from the past. Release it, let it go, and accept the advice that you receive about your own healing. Now, this is affecting your financial sector. The second house is about your money and your constructive talents and your support system that you use to survive. Alright? So the star can be the star of hope and can guide you in mysterious ways to improving your life, and the healing can sneak up on you, but you've got to stop being stuck in the past by forgiving and letting go of any grudges against anybody at all. That doesn't mean that you have to have these people in your life, and it doesn't mean that you can't use the past experience to learn the lessons of that experience so that you don't have to put yourself through it again in this life either. But there's a constant need there for you, Pisces, to keep purging, keep letting go, keep cutting the ties, forgive. Now, this is 3 major arcana in a row here, Pisces, so big messages coming through for you. This is all about your passageway of growth. So you're before the gateway now. Turn and bless all that it took to get you here. Once you have blessed the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the amazing, and the profound, everything it took to get you here, then you can walk through the gateway. So temperance is a message of you to you that there's some deadlines that you need to meet. Okay? And this is in area of communication, short distance travel. It's to do with your mode of transport. Just, you know, maybe get a second opinion if you've got to get anything done with your car or your mode of transport. You don't want someone having a lend of you. So don't be over trusting with any information or communication about that. Just, you know, yeah, get a second opinion on anything and everything. Sorry, but it just, yeah, they're saying, you know, you've got to think things through really carefully, and there is a need here to get some time out from others as well. And this is to do with siblings, your neighbourhood, short distance journeys, transports, systems, and your mental activity, needing to sort of calm that down as well. Watch your speech. Think before you speak. Don't want to put your foot in anything or give too much away. Keeping your cards close to your chest. And this also is to do with tradies or people that work in the trade, journalism or media, and, you know, education. Just getting a bit of an education about some area as well. Now here we have trying to get things into balance, trying to bring about balance. There's more going out than what's coming in, to do with the home, family, land, property. So needing to regain some balance there. And it is a message of maybe, you know, some of your current debt is a bit hard to manage, and your work or jobs that you've got to do can take the wind out of your sails. There's also some of you that may be experiencing problems with school loans or study time. But this is about juggling that, and you will be able to juggle your way through it. Alright? So roll up your sleeves, and yes, there's a tight budget, but there's possibilities of a second income, maybe to do with your home or your property. There is something coming in out of this, but you sort of got to roll up your sleeves, and it could be to change some sort of structure, or changes to some structure in either your home or the family. We'll see what comes up on that. I might just ask the angel cards for an answer there in regards to that for you, Pisces. These are called the angels' answers. What does Pisces need to know about their home, property or land at the moment here in January? Got two, so I'll look at both of them for you. Peaceful resolution and communicate clearly, they're saying. Okay. To do with home, property or land. Lovely. Okay, so on we go. Now, the Five of Wands here is a message that you will not put up with unethical people. You've got this, and you're not going to take any nonsense. And in a way, that's where you find your joy. You get a bit of joy out of that. This is to do with matters of the heart and children, where you find your pleasure, and it can be involved with some entertainment as well. What you're speculating. And a release from temptation there with the devil. You've been tempted in some way, but you can free yourself from that if you want. There's also signs of help with any addictions or bad habits, and untangling yourself out of some sort of sticky web. And it's to do with your health and well-being, mind, body and spirit. And it's also to do with work colleagues and co-workers and your pets. King of Wands here, his message to you is that you're going to put out the flames on any difficult situation to do with business partnerships of any kind, marriage or groups, aunts, uncles. So this area is about balance and harmony, contracts and legal affairs. So if there's been any difficulties, you're going to put the flames out on anything that's burning and trying to turn into, you know, a really big fire. You're dousing it. Four of Wands. Now this is in the area of your joint resources. loans, banks, insurances. And you may have experienced some delays, or you may be going to experience some delays. It's because you're not actually at the celebration time yet. But you want to take a vacation, you want to move into your new home, you want to throw a big party and have people around who you love. But this is saying, not just yet. There is some delays, but you will be achieving your goal, but there is some delay, okay? So be patient. I know, you hate hearing that word. So do I. But unfortunately, it's still not the right time yet. You're getting there though. It's close. Ace of Wands is also another sign of it's not the right time yet. And back to the drawing board. Okay? And this is to do with long distance journeys or people from foreign lands, and it is also about higher education, and it's the future area. So you're very eager to get your future started right now, but this is saying you've got some things to tie up, some loose ends, you've got some things that you still got to sort through, and then you can start moving forward after that. So if you've got to go back to the drawing board, you'll just be making better plans than what you already had in place. And July is all about making the plans, getting things sorted and covering your bases, and it's also an energy in January of playing it safe. Two of Wands. Now, the twos are about opposites and duality. So there's two things going on. If you've got one thing happening, you'll get something else happening at the same time. I don't know if any of you have been noticing that, but that's been happening pretty much for the last 12 months. You know, like someone will knock at the door and want to communicate some sort of information to you, and lo and behold, the phone rings and there's more information coming that way. If you've got to pay one thing, you've got to pay two. If you've got to fix one thing, you've got to fix two. The duality. So that is the energy here of the Two of Wands as well. So, but it's showing that you're going to be happy with what you've been able to achieve. And that you are going to decide to work on a relationship. You know that there's a karmic connection there, and you will be working on on relationships, and that's in your public life, your reputation, career. The Wheel of Fortune is that message that the universe has a different plan for you. So if things get blocked, or a pathway that you were thinking of going down has obstacles, and it seems like it's just all too hard to go that way, it's because that's not actually the path that you're supposed to go down, that's for your highest good. So the universe puts obstacles in our way and makes it difficult if and especially if we're trying to do anything that's not by the book. Okay, if you're trying to sort of sidestep something, that can make things difficult as well. So unfortunately, got to do things by the book. So yeah, this is a message of don't press your luck. Okay, and it's also a sign that you need time still. If you push, if you push yourself too much to get too much done in a too short a span of time, while you're trying to achieve your goal or your destination, you're going to just fall in a heap. So that's another reason why there seems to be something trying to slow you up a bit physically. Now this is in the area of manifestation. Wants you to heal. It's saying you need time to just rest and recuperate, not keep going and going and going and going, because something else will happen to make you stop. So you don't want to push your luck with that. So when you can feel or hear yourself saying, I am absolutely buggered, I just need to sit down, I need to put my feet up, I need to soak my feet, I need to get a massage, I need this, I need that. That's the time when it's like, okay, well, whatever needs to be done can wait till tomorrow. Don't put too much on yourself, because it will only hold things up even longer in the long run. Sorry, Pisces, but that's what's come through for you. So if you think things have got obstacles and delays in the way, and you keep pushing and pushing yourself, then it's just going to make the delays even longer. Alright? So that's the message there. So you don't want to manifest the worst possible scenario. So take time out, take a breath, relax. At least 2 days out of the week you have to do something that is relaxing. You can't just keep going day in, day out. How long is it since you actually just sat back and read a book? Sorry, but that's what's coming through. And the Emperor. Now, this is, again, another message about that kind of thing, because this is about you not trying to control everything around you. Okay? This is about you know it. This is in your subconscious area. This is what's hidden. This is some of the things you keep to yourself. And it's a message of not trying to control everything around you, and that you don't want to have to accept responsibility to do everything. So if you're thinking of moving or making some changes in your life, then you really need to think of where you need to be more cautious. You need to look at, they're saying, how many things are you responsible for in your life, and what can you get rid of that you don't need to be responsible for? Because there's a big push here from now on, ever since Jupiter and Saturn really went into Aquarius. It's a big push to offload responsibility, not needing to be constantly going at 100 miles an hour every single day. The energy is about fun now and enjoying your fruits of your labour. That is the message that's coming through for you, Pisces. Very nice message, actually. So I will just ask about this up here in your hopes and wishes, the manifestation area, your friendships and social groups, and what the universe is planning for you, why it's got other plans, Pisces. And it's got other plans, and it's blocking some of the things that you may be trying to force your way and forge your way ahead, because the universe wants you to improve your health and wants you to feel better. Okay? That's actually the most important thing. Without your health, wealth doesn't even matter. You can have all the money in the world and it won't be any use to you at all if you haven't got good health. So a bit of a focus. That's why the universe is, that's why what's happening is happening. To stop you from making your health situation any worse. Or depleting your health situation if you're in good health. So that's a little bit of a warning there for you. Now just ask what angel is around for you here through January. Who is your guardian angel? Who can you ask for protection, guidance? Who is the guardian angel that is going to be giving you signs? And what is the sign? What you need to know. Okay. The angel of inspiration. And number 18 is significant. So there's something that you are going to feel inspired about. So you may need to ask the angels to send you some help with getting inspired. Okay? Now, the planetary movements here through January, we've got Uranus in your third house of communication. Uranus is the Lord of Light, and it's one of the key planets to human destiny, and it's a part of the Transcendental Trinity. Now, Uranus also rules Aquarius, and Aquarian energy is really amping up this year. Now, Uranus is a planet of the unexpected, sudden events, surprises, and radical change. But it does bring freedom and liberation in its wake. Okay? But just remember that materialism, being too attached to your material benefits, profits, gains, can also be something that restricts development. Okay, so that's sort of one of the lessons that the Uranus energy will give us, especially in an earth sign like Taurus. Okay, so you don't want your development restricted, so there's something that on a material level that you sort of need to be liberated from. Okay, but the Uranus energy does give great spiritual concern for society and for enjoying freedom and ingenuity and originality. Now, Mars is moving into Taurus on the 6th of January, and it will be conjuncting Uranus. So that's really big. The planet of the unexpected that governs electricity, it governs technology. There could be surprises and sudden events, lightning flashes even. Bit unconventional energy being joined by Mars, the god of war. So you are going to want to take some action, you're going to be feeling passionate, but in the Taurus energy it is sort of practical and down to earth too. So that's really something positive there with this conjunction. Now, this is also a message here of establishing your own rules and not being interested in being restrained. But be careful not to be too impulsive, because that can cause problems. Because one of the downsides of this Mars-Uranus conjunction is being accident prone. So you have to safeguard and think things through carefully. Don't impulsively take off on a whim, okay? You'll be very tempted to, but try and take it slow, one step at a time. Don't be too radical, and be careful in your communication. Double check everything to do with your mode of transport and your vehicles with this, and your short distance journey. Make sure you've got your maps all organised and you know the road ahead very well if you're going on any short journey. Okay, now the full moon is in Leo at 5.6 degrees of Leo. For those of you that know what degrees your natal chart and planets are in your natal chart, and that's on the 28th of January, and there's difficulties concealing your feelings. So you're really going to have to use some restraint, because this Uranus-Mars energy is, you could blow your stack. And the message here is to resolve things peacefully and communicate clearly. And if you're letting off steam, you could sort of get in your own way. So try to keep out of your own way in that way. But you will be expressing your love and feelings for another. Now, this is in the area of your health and well-being, your mind, body and spirit. This is the house of magic as well, and it's also to do with you and the service industry. There's a big shift here where people of real compassion and understanding are going to be wanting to help those that are less fortunate and help society, and it will be things are coming to a head with that. Okay, but it could make you want to be a little bit more protective too, but be careful that that desire to protect isn't preventing other individuals from having their own individual rights and responsibilities, because not everything's your responsibility. Now, Pluto is here in the area of friendships, the area of manifestation, and what you want to manifest is improving your health and improving your well-being, which is the polar opposite here to the friendship area, where you've got some challenges of things that you haven't got control over, okay, and not putting up with unethical people. All right, so now Pluto is here restoring life, and it's bringing about the biggest karmic release in your life. So I feel that you are going to be successful with letting go of trying to persistently force things to go the way you want them to go. You're going to be releasing yourself from that burden, because it's more about actually going with the flow, which I know Pisces have a little bit of a problem with that, because Pisces goes round and round and round, like the two fishes going round and round. But it's also the symbol of yin and yang and finding the balance more than chasing your tail. Okay, so this is also the planet that what it touches, it dismantles, it rejuvenates and reorganizes. And there's a strong connection here with agriculture and getting more involved in group activities that are about healing and sharing that hands-on healing as well, or it might be Reiki, stuff like that. It's saying to me, getting involved with a group that's involved with something like that. Because you can't continually be just focusing on business. You've got to give yourself healing, and you've got to give yourself some fun. Okay? Now, Venus is going to help this go a long way, because Venus is moving into Capricorn on the 8th of January, and Venus is the planet of love, peace, harmony, beauty, the fine arts, your social life, pleasure and happiness, luxury goods, wealth and money. Yay! So Venus strives to bring balance. It gives you diplomacy and helps you come from a place of unity and peace to put a strategy into place. So I really like the look of Venus being there for you. This can really help you manifest where you want to go in the future, where you want to go from the 8th of January onwards. Now, the new moon is also in Capricorn at 23.8 degrees on the 13th of January. So another powerful effect where you can set your intentions for where you want to go. Really visualize yourself living the sort of life that you want to live. Visualize yourself having a rest, having a break, having some luxury, living the life of luxury even. Okay? This new moon in Capricorn is really good for public relations. You can win people over. It's best off if you've got nothing to hide. You could experience some sort of public emotional display or outbursts. So just be aware of that in your social scene. And then you have here in the 12th house of what's hidden, what's behind the scenes. Jupiter in Aquarius. Jupiter's the planet of prosperity, good fortune, the moral and ethical issues that affect society. And it's your psyche tapping into that. And the 12th house is about institutions. So that involves the education system, the hospital system, the prison system, and karmic debt. But you've got the planet of luck and good fortune there. And it's also about establishing connections between people and ideas, long distance journeys, and again being able to use that diplomatic side of yourself. Now Saturn is joining Jupiter and is travelling with Jupiter, so you may want to go big. So with that 12th house energy of the psychic and the mystic being very prominent there, you might want to start practicing astral travelling and long distance healing and that sort of thing, and that's fine. But or you know, for some reason you may want to take on going in and being a volunteer in hospitals, or trying to bring cheer to the less fortunate, which is very admirable and beautiful and inspirational. But don't go too big, because Saturn doesn't want you to go too big. It just baby steps. Do it slowly, because Saturn is about limitations. It's about responsibility. And the message of Saturn in Aquarius is about humanitarianism and not being a slave to multinational companies and governments. Getting in touch with the fact that we're galactic beings, not humans doing, we're human beings. We're not humans being, we're human beings. And the Aquarius energy, if people are bossing you around saying do this, do that, the Aquarius energy is saying no, I will not. So that's going to be interesting. So that's where you're coming from. That's what you're keeping sort of behind the scenes, and but you're going to be very diplomatic. There's diplomacy involved with that. And Mercury is also moving into Aquarius on the 8th of January, the messenger from the gods. So this is about taking time to talk to your superiors and careful not to be getting too tangled up in red tape. It's also a favourable energy for advertising or contract negotiations from the 8th of January onwards, with Mercury in Aquarius. And the Sun on the 19th of January is also moving into Aquarius. So this area of your psychic ability, you really need to trust your intuition and trust that psychic side of yourself, because you can really tune in to cooperate with others, and you may find yourself being involved and associating with people that are a reflection of yourself, whether that's the good side of you or not. This is the reflection of you. So you are fitting into a group dynamic without violating your own integrity and being a part of some teamwork there. Neptune is in Pisces here in your first house. So this is again that extreme sensitivity towards the injustices in society and wanting to serve society. So it's a really paying off karma here by being of service to humanity. So there's kindness and compassion towards the less fortunate. This is the redeemer of love, and it's being able to see the divine love in all things. So you really are sharing that vibrant energy of love, and people are seeing that in you and sensing that from you, and you will be receiving love in return. You are loved, and it could be actually inspiring you. Okay, which I'm sure you need after the year that you've had. Some inspiration and humanitarian inspiration. So now I'll just ask for a confirmation card here for you, Pisces. From the Akashic Records deck. Oh, there was a jumper there. There we go. Intricacies and industry. Interesting, isn't it? Something to do with building being shown there in the Seven of Scrolls. So there's some sort of work taking place on an old building. This is being reflected as a Renaissance cathedral, and it's just beginning. At first, this building seems modest, but in time, its grandeur will reach several stories high and across the centuries. Wow. So there's definitely past life connections. So a mason is bending, focusing intently on a plumb bob that hangs next to a partially built wall. This instrument helps him determine if the wall is straight and true. It is very basic level. This card can indicate building or renovating a home or business. You are on your way to greatness, but it requires attending to even the tiniest particulars. Be diligent with the specifics in your strategy and pay considerable attention to detail and follow through. While you may have a long-term goal in mind, the small steps are what's important now. Even the most magnificent cathedrals were built stone by stone, day by day. Take one day at a time, Pisces. It is only by heaping up the small that the great can be achieved. So it's all in the small things, the simple things. Now, to tap into your Akashic force, this is a situation in your life that requires your attention to great detail right now. So close your eyes and imagine that this situation is a puzzle in a piece on a table in front of you. Imagine the individual pieces and sense what you notice and feel about them. So you're putting a bit of a puzzle together as well. Okay. Now, one of the other things that is actually quite significant this month is the square between Mars and Jupiter and Saturn. Conjunction between Uranus and Mars, and they are forming Mars is forming a square to Jupiter and a square to Saturn. So with the square, everything you do must be planned, and self-discipline is essential. Okay? There will be times of impatience to this extreme, but you are going to benefit from the lessons that you learn. And don't disregard safety measures. It's time to batten down hatches and make sure that your transport's safe, your electricity is safe, all of those sort of things, okay? And it goes double with Saturn, because Mars and Uranus is also involved in this, is also squaring. So Mars square Saturn is about juggling those aggressive feelings that are building up within you, which could have you at war within yourself, because this is coming from the affecting what's hidden, your subconscious. Okay? So if you can learn from all your setbacks, then you will be ahead because of that experience. So don't worry if there's obstacles, because it's the universe trying to point you in the right direction and letting you know that you're not actually on the right track yet. Okay? And the other message, of course, is that get all safety measures in place and avoid impulsiveness and avoid anything that could be a potential risk or accident prone. Okay? So with that, remember peaceful resolutions and communicate clearly. Try not to erupt. Breathe deeply and slowly and count to 10. Because your patience is a virtue, Pisces. So many blessings to you, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. For any new viewers, please do click on that subscribe button, and if you want to have a personal reading, you can find the details in the description box below and get in contact with me, and you can make an appointment with me and we'll look into things deeper for you. Until next time, Pisces, many blessings of peace and love coming your way. Namaste.